Hey everyone, this is Xavier the Magnificent X here. I have another video for you today. Today I'm going to cover part 3 of my 5 underrated fragrances segment, starting right now. My first one comes from the house of Oscar de la Renta. It's a very great formal fragrance, and it is none other than Pour Louis. Pour Louis is an aromatic, warm, woody, spicy that captures the very regal vibe that the sophisticated man possesses. It contains notes of aldehydes, caraway, juniper berries, basil, and star anise, and in the mid you have carnation, patchouli, cinnamon, vetiver, and geranium, and in the base we have leather, sandalwood, musk, and oak moss. Now what I get out of this fragrance is a more herbal interpretation of Amouage's Jubilation 25 minus the blackberry and honey notes. So like I said, this is a more herbal scent, but this is very classy and very masculine as well. As I mentioned before, just earlier, it's a very regal type of a smell. It's great for weddings and other formal occasions. And it's also a great scent if you're the one who wants to portray yourself as the sophisticated, classy individual. So Pour Louis by Oscar de la Renta coming in at my first mention. My second fragrance comes from the house of Maison Margiela. I've talked about this before on my channel, and I think this is definitely worth at least having a sample, at least. And it is none other than Jazz Club by Maison Margiela. You can see that. But anyway, Jazz Club is a wonderful leather fragrance that was released in 2013. The nose behind this fragrance is Eleanor Massenet. If I pronounced her name correctly, forgive me if I didn't. And with the notes you have at the top, pink pepper, lemon, and neroli. In the mid you have rum, clary sage, and Java vetiver oil. And in the base you have tobacco leaf, vanilla bean, and styrax. And so what I get out of this fragrance is a more deeper, boozier, and more opulent version of Dolce & Gabbana's The One. Now, even though that this is more, they are similar and within the same family, I have to say that Jazz Club is a little bit more of a sophisticated and elevated version of The One. Now, when I think of Jazz Club, I like to think of Jazz Club as if I'm building a house. I think of Dolce & Gabbana The One as the foundation. Mix that with Pure Havane, which is the interior of the house, and bits of Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille as the paint overall. This is a great fragrance to have if you're looking for a mass appealing scent at niche quality that is mass appealing but unique at the same time. It's great for fall, winter, and potentially spring. Another great special occasion fragrance to have in your arsenal that has a very nice juxtaposition between playfulness and classiness. So Jazz Club is definitely worth taking a look into and checking out. Jazz Club coming in at my second mention. My third mention comes from the house of Hugo Boss. It is none other than Boss Bottled Intense Eau de Parfum. Now, Boss Bottled EDP is a warm, woody, spicy vanilla that does a fantastic job of mimicking the vintage formulation of the original Boss Bottled. You have notes of fresh apple and orange blossom at the top. In the mid you have cloves, cinnamon, and geranium. And in the base you have sandalwood, cedar, vetiver, and vanilla. Now, what I get of this, if you can imagine Boss Bottled EDP as a food, think of a warm apple pie with a waxy crust to it. That's pretty much what I smell from this fragrance. This fragrance is this version of Boss Bottled is great for work and up church and other conservative occasions, and I'll definitely be rocking this coming fall and winter. So Boss Bottled EDP as my third mention. Next mention comes from the house of Yves Saint Laurent. It's another fragrance that I've mentioned before, but I think is worth checking into, and it is La Nuit de l'Homme Les Parfums. Now, the EDP version of La Nuit de l'Homme is an Oriental fougere that was relaunched in 2010. It contains a bergamot, star anise, and pepper. You have in the mid lavender, French labdanum, and fruity notes. And in the base you have vetiver, patchouli, and vanilla. Now, what I get out of this fragrance is a darker, fruitier, and more incensey version of La Nuit. Now, don't get me wrong. This and the original La Nuit are similar in the dry down, but in the opening they go in two separate directions. But nonetheless, this is a more grown up and more sophisticated version of La Nuit. Definitely worth sampling and checking out. So at La Nuit de l'Homme Les Parfums, coming up at my fourth mention. My last mention comes from the house of Calvin Klein. Now, I know CK makes a lot of terrible fragrances, but this is one of their best, if not their best fragrance for men. I am referring to Calvin Klein's Eternity Now. Eternity Now is a sweet, fruity, tropical vanilla that is heavily slept on in the fragrance community. And not only do I think this is full bottle worthy, that I think that this is also backup bottle worthy. Contains notes of ginger, coconut water, starfruit, cedar, patchouli, vanilla, and tonka bean. What I get out of this fragrance is a sweeter and fruitier and less synthetic version of Guess Seductive of the original. Yeah, I get that vibe of Guess Seductive, but with a better performance. So for guys, especially the ones that were mentioning on my channel that didn't like the performance of Guess Seductive but liked the smell, I think that this fragrance is definitely worth looking into. Definitely easily accessible at your local Macy's or local department store, and is definitely worth looking into. This fragrance on the list is a bit more casual than the others that I've mentioned, but I think as I recommend to all of you, definitely don't sleep on this one. This one's definitely worth looking into. So that's it, guys. Those were my 5 underrated fragrances. Let me know what you think of these fragrances in the comment section. Do you like them, love them, hate them? Comment down below. And in case you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my channel for future videos and content. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. I'm Xavier the Magnificent X saying take care, smell great, be safe, and have a magnificent day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.